Today's horoscope from Astro Academy, Aries, February 13, 2022. You may have to bring yourself down to ground level in a rather sobering fashion. It could be that you are forgetting an important piece of the puzzle in terms of a goal that you have been shooting for. This is a good day to review your progress and deal with any details that require your attention. Keep your adventurous spirit alive, but make sure you have at least one foot solidly on the ground. Give special attention to those around you today. Remind people how much they mean to you. Adopt a childlike attitude that is eager for excitement and adventure. This is the name of the game on a day like this. Let the sun shine through your spirit regardless of the weather outside. You will find that there is extra fuel for your fire. So, get out and do the things you love to do. Think of today as a much-deserved day of rest. You are usually the one people turn to when they need comfort and consolation. Today, however, in spite of the tension that's in the air, your words seem to have no effect. Good. Let other people take care of themselves for a change. You can spend your free time quietly reading a good book. It's much more relaxing to get involved in fictional drama rather than non-fictional. Try not to get stuck on any one thing today. It could be that in your search for gold, you have started on a downward spiral. You are so focused on this one path that you continue downward until you have gotten yourself trapped in a deep well with steep sides and unforgiving cold air. Instead of burying yourself so deep in only one spot, you might want to consider scouring the surface and making several different holes in the ground at one time. Planetary disorders will not be in favor of a change of domicile today. Anyway, any move should only be considered after careful consideration. A move is a poverty for 3 years, says a Chinese proverb, which undoubtedly exaggerates a little. A conflict is likely to break out between you and your friends. It will be perfectly possible for you to come out triumphantly. But it might not be a great process. It would probably be better to think about sparing your adversaries. To be a fine strategist, the duty of a general is not only to think of victory but to know when to give it up. Polybius. Rely on yourself for now, even if you really want to fall back on someone else. Every now and then, your lone wolf tendencies really work to your advantage, and you can rush ahead. Family members are likely to be moody and out of sorts today. Communication grinds to a halt, and tempers are likely to flare. Take care. Moodiness can be contagious, and you don't want to seem as irritable as those around you. The source of your anger could be that you are feeling less competent than usual. Do what is necessary to rebuild your confidence, and for heaven's sake, don't take your anger out on the kids. Don't be surprised if your naturally generous and charitable heart gets a workout on this day. In fact, you may find yourself thinking of or being presented with some of the biggest project ideas ever. While you certainly have what it takes to see any project that you feel strongly about come to fruition, it's important that you make sure that it is also in your best interest. Taking on too much can cause harm. Think through your ideas and propositions carefully before committing. You should feel a renewed sense of self-confidence today. An "I can do anything if I try hard enough" attitude will be yours today. If you must perform somehow in front of a group of people, today is the day for you to do it. Your confidence will come through in your performance, and you will rarely stumble. This is a great day to meet new people, as this attitude makes it much easier to just be yourself. While the sun and moon will clash to create the second full moon of 2022 next week, for now, they are not only in harmony but with perfect timing. Just as the moon wraps up its second visit to your relationship sector for the year and the first since a new round of planetary activity began earlier in the week, the sun moves into his final week in your communication sector. With the moon leaving today and the sun next week, their encounter might be fleeting, but it is a window into what will become a growing partnership between planets on the communication and relationship fronts. In a case of perfect timing, just as the moon is wrapping up its second visit to your relationship sector for the year, the sun moves into his final 7 days in your communication sector. It was their friendly aspect yesterday that made it easier to give your emotional responses and relationships a voice, and ahead of next week's full moon, the timing couldn't be better. Your tarot reading for today. Death, the Devil, and the Sun. Recently, you have been doubting yourself and your chances of achieving your goals. The cards suggest a reckless and ambitious character, whose life path seems subject to unforeseen obstacles and disappointments. Often joyous, sometimes sad and nostalgic, this same person evokes youth and is an alternative way of representing the world. They accompany you in your joys, your anxieties, and your fears. They represent change and show that your life path is subject to hazards. This symbolic representation of the cards you selected shows that at the end of the month of February 2022, your mindset should be changed. Sometimes optimistic, you could welcome a happy event in your life that could bring you much comfort on the personal level. However, the doubt that you are suffering from today could continue and cause you to reconsider some of your goals. The cards also evoke a powerful bond between you and a person who means an enormous amount to you. This very close relationship allows you to confide to each other and discuss the challenges you face today. This person understands you, and their advice will help you to advance in the right direction. During the month of February 2022, their role could be decisive. Their way of seeing the events you will face will help you to make good decisions and seize the opportunities presented to you. Although there are still lots of gray areas today, you must take into consideration the lessons of this draw and pay close attention to the events that will follow. In the very first hour of the day, if you've stayed up late, you might experience a strong sense of well-being and a desire to be around other people due to the Moon-Jupiter square. These encounters could get a little serious due to the fact that your empathic nature is heightened by the Moon-Neptune sextile about the same time. That's okay, as long as you avoid excessive eating or drinking and dwelling on any negative thought patterns for too long. Keep your advice true but positive. In the afternoon, there are some astrological events taking place all within a short time. The Moon-Venus sextile makes you charming, tender, and irresistible, providing the perfect recipe for love. The Moon-Pluto trine enhances romance and makes you long to push boundaries and explore the darker side of things. Finally, the Venus-Pluto sextile also brings enormous potential for romance. Later in the afternoon, the Sun-Moon sextile only increases the harmony we feel between people and brings a sense of relaxation and relief. There is so much balance here that everyone will be presenting their most authentic self. So you're likely to be genuinely interested in other people and asking them questions about themselves. This is perfect for any new relationship.